The common questions that we'll get is this Bee Hoon spicy? And then they'll ask, hey, I see that there is a fish head here. Is this product made of fish? They don't realize that it's actually for us to differentiate different products. So why call it Chilli Beehoon? In the past, eating Bee Hoon with chili sauce is quite common. For myself, I don't take chili, so I put tomato sauce. Hello, I'm Desmond. We sell Bee Hoon not only to Singapore, but to other countries such as US and Europe. I remember my mother cooking Bee Hoon on Sundays. That is when everybody has time to sit together, and Bee Hoon is a very easy dish to cook for bigger groups of people. Good Bee Hoon should be springy, and then it should be chewy. It should go down your throat smoothly, and this is what my father taught me. When you go to the supermarket, go and press it, and if it rebounds back, then it's good. You don't do it secretly. On average in a day, we make about 25,000 packets of Bee Hoon. Making Bee Hoon was quite tedious in the past. There wasn't a lot of machines and a lot of processes were manual. So about 4 years ago, when we shifted from the old factory to the new factory, we had a brain drain because a lot of the workers didn't follow us. So how? We upgraded our machines. It's a little bit like Transformers. You have bigger and better, more high-tech machines. So previously, there was a process that we needed about 10 people to do it properly. With upgraded machines, we only need about 2 to 3. So how is our Bee Hoon made? So first we grind the rice. We mix it with starch. And then we steam it to make it into a dough. So from the dough form, we squeeze it through small little holes to form strands. And then we cook it again. After it's cooked, we have to wash it, fold it, and send it to dry. So once it's dried, we send it for packing. We can be cheaper, better and faster. And we have been able to maintain our price at 140 for more than 6 years. Before I was working here, I was working in IRAS. I made the career switch because I didn't want to waste the previous generation's effort. It's really a pity if nobody came to take over. There are a lot of challenges. Virtually everybody is my senior, so it's more difficult to ask them to do this and do that. People look up to you for answers or to solve their problems. But then you have a team, you can solve them together. Over here, I feel that I'm making a more tangible impact because we are able to provide employment for low-income families and also for people with intellectual disabilities. And also we get to serve good food. Sometimes when we go grocery shopping, my daughters will, hey daddy, this is yours. I feel proud, but then if they start talking so loudly, then I'll feel paiseh. I derive a lot of satisfaction from being able to carry on this tradition of making Bee Hoon. And we couldn't have done it by sticking to the old ways. As we automate, other industry peers will say, hey, this one they can automate, then they will do it. I guess that's how we are changing the industry in our own way.